Are you following any of the assassination of Charlie Kirk? Are you?
I am, and I don't, and I'm so tempted to start. I hate to do things on spec, because you spend 3 months of your time, and then it turns out you don't come up with real goods, and a lot of people are looking into it. But I want to look into everything from the shot, what happened. I want to see the autopsy. I want to know the details. I mean, this is cold calculus. I don't mean to say this. Charlie Kirk's assassination is a horrendous thing. The way I'm talking about it in a technical sense, I don't want people to think that I'm diminishing the impact of that death. But in terms of an investigator, I'd like to see the autopsy results. I want to know everything. I want to know more about the kid who's been charged. There's plenty to find out. Hey, I'm still applying. I've got a list, by the way, PBD, of FOIA requests on Crooks, the kid who shot at Trump and a half an inch over would have killed him, because we still don't know anything about him. I still can't get material I have to the government about the Las Vegas shooter. Remember the one who had the biggest mass shooting ever, went up into the building? They still never have given a motive.
You're talking about the Mandalay Bay shooter?
Yeah.
Wasn't there's some people saying that there was ties to MBS because MBS was staying there at the biggest...
but you can't find out because you can't get the reports. Look, we live in a country. It's fantastic that you can get things. If you get a whistleblower, or you can ask for a freedom of information request or whatever else. Fighting for the Kennedy assassination files for 60 years is ridiculous. The other day, what happens? We get the Amelia Earhart files. You got to be kidding. I mean, come on. I know that they can give us a head fake and throw us. I'm trying to get the Mandalay files. Give me the files on Crooks. Tell me what's happening with Charlie Kirk. Tell me what's happening. Why am I fighting for 15 years to get some Oswald 201 file out or whatever else, right? Why is that the stuff that you hold on to? Because that's the stuff that's important. And then Amelia Earhart, I have to tell you, I didn't even know we had files still that were hidden on her.
Mm-hmm. Who's interested in that? I mean, that comes across as a distraction rather than actually, saying, who's interested in that? I don't.
That's I mean, I'm sure that I'm insulting some historians who have folled Amelia Earhart for years, but it did seem like a major distraction.
Yeah. So, what? I don't know if I'm going to go. It's okay. John F. Kennedy assassination, right? You wrote something on that as well, and it's controversial against a lot of other people because your position is like, look, I think what they're telling is the truth.
Well, oh no. So hold on. I never think what they're telling us is the truth. I'm always skeptical. What I think, without any question for me, is that Oswald shot Kennedy that day. He was the assassin. The tougher question is, did he do it for himself or did he do it for a group? That's always the tougher thing. Crook shot at Trump, right? Did he do it for himself or did he do it for another group?
Do you think there was a second shooter with Kennedy?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
And now let me tell you, hold on. When I started looking into this in the early 90s, I was sure there was a conspiracy. So when I went to Random House, I didn't sell them a book that said, by the way, Oswald's a shooter. They would have refused to sign it up. I looked into it. I thought it was the mafia. So that was my likely suspect. And you've met Gotti and all those guys.
Yeah.
You know them.
Yeah.
So could they have done it? Sure, they hated. They hated what Bobby Kennedy was doing to them. In the end, I end up going back to Random House, my publisher, in the middle of doing this book, and I said, "Hey guys, you actually can put out a book that says this would happen in the case." This is in '92, before the 30th anniversary, and they say, "Who killed him?" I said, "Oswald." And the head of the company, Harold Evans, who was married to Tina Brown, she used to run Vanity Fair. He said, "Oswald and who?" I said, "Oswald." They thought I'd lost my mind. They thought I went out, read the Warren Commission, came back, and that was the end of it. And then I showed them what was new ballistics information, everything else. So I think that Oswald's a shooter. I know there are a whole bunch of people, it's a minority opinion, but when we published in 1993 that book, I didn't realize this. I thought no one would read it because you say Oswald was the shooter, and people say, "Oh, come on, that's the Warren Commission. I'm sick of that. We're on to new things." And the 10 people that thought it was that the case, they wouldn't spend $30 and buy your book. What I didn't realize is that over the years, that became the most controversial position. You could have 6 shooters shooting at Kennedy, right? Somebody shooting at him from the sewer or whatever else. It was all different. When you actually said, by the way, I did an investigation on this for a long time, and then what happens, and PBD, you'll get this, oh my God, the legacy media, I criticize it all the time. So the legacy media liked the book. New York Times, everybody else said, great book, blah, blah, blah. It's a finalist for the Pulitzer. And that convinces everybody that's a conspiracy because the mainstream press is saying, hey, this Johnny-come-lately who came in on the case says it's Oswald, and they're all saying it's right, which must mean they're really covering up the truth. So I understand it.
Did you see what Paulina Luna said yesterday about recently about a video? They have that Lee Harvey Oswald was near the vehicle. Have you heard this?
Yeah, I have heard that. And as a matter of fact, it's an old film that she has it out. I've written about it before. As a matter of fact, what happens on the Kennedy assassination, and you'll get this completely, stuff gets recycled as news, even as an oversight committee, because people don't know that it's been out before. I understand that. And then somebody gives them a piece of information, they get it out. She's to be credited. She is pushing the government. So I disagree with her that there's a second shooter, but I love the fact that she is pushing for the files to get out. She's doing the right thing in terms of the oversight.
Go for it.
Process of tracking down two specific.
Rob, it's cutting in.
I'd like to actually tell the American people, it was made aware to me this evening that NBC actually has a video that's never been seen before. We're actually going to be sending a letter requesting that from NBC because it allegedly shows Oswald near the vehicle when the assassination took place, which means that he couldn't have been the shooter. So again, we're tracking down all this information. But look, there's even a CIA document that came out that Mr. Morley pointed out that actually said that the CIA never bought the lone gunman theory. And so I think the American people had an inclination as to what we were saying, but we never had the hard evidence until now. And so it's important to note that in a free and fair society, how could you operate or have an agency operating in the shadows? And so kudos to President Trump, also Director Radcliffe and Tulsi Gabbard for pushing for this transparency. It is going to be generational changing that they've done this, and we hope to bring forward legislation to ensure that this never happens.
You think this is a generational changing video that's going to be released? Or
no,
you've seen this video?
As a matter of fact, on my Twitter feed, I have a thing that went viral by my standards, talking about that video after she gave this interview, saying, by the way, this is an old video. She talks about this as being a new video. This video has been out for years, and as a matter of fact, has been debunked. And I don't know if they...
Is that it?
There it is.
So can you play the clip?
Supposedly smoking gun video. The representative said last night, it's never been seen before, a small problem. And then just go down to a small problem. It's not a new video. Sorry. It's available for anyone to watch the 6th floor, and it takes place 30 seconds after the assassination.
30 seconds after the assassination. Play the clip, Rob.
So you see people milling around. Yep. Assassination's taking place, right? And what she's saying, you can't see it quite here, is that a person in that doorway, that's Oswald. And it's not Oswald at all. As a matter of fact, it's been enhanced. That doorway, that little clip right there, if you go back, right, this is so fantastic. It's not like you see Lee Harvey Oswald hanging out with the doorway to the Texas School Book Depository, that square doorway over there. That's actually
one of them is Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The guy over on the left there, that's Oswald. And let me tell you, it's Billy Lovelady. It's a different guy. It's been brought down. It's been looked at by people who think it's a conspiracy. You understand? So this film was one of those things, you know what I call it? It's a rookie mistake. She's getting the documents out. Somebody gave her this film and said, by the way, this is really big. This is a big thing. And she didn't know. So I don't hold that against her. It's the way it works. But she's got a tremendously important position in terms of oversight. And she can serve an important role. So somebody on her staff has to double check that. All they had to do, by the way, PBD on this, they didn't have to wait for my post to go up on Twitter. They just had to do a Google search, and they would have found it. You understand what I'm saying?
You think they're that not paying attention to details like that?
I think that she trusted whoever gave it to her.
I mean, but she is a pretty tough cookie. She would probably gone and looked at stuff herself to see if this video is already live on YouTube or X, no?
I would have thought, I mean, you can go down to the 6th floor and see it right there, and you can see it. Yeah, no, it was like one of those mistakes. And Jesse, by the way, who I love, he's great. You know, it's sort of like he thinks he's got a scoop there. You can tell.
He had the look.
He did.
Jesse's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's a good guy. I like him a lot.
Hi, I'm Gerald Posner. I'm an investigative reporter. I've written 13 books about everything from chasing Nazi war criminals to the heroin trade to 9/11 to Saudis to fundamentalists and to the drug industry and to money inside the Vatican. You can ask me just about everything on my next. Reach out to me and talk to me about 9/11. Find out what's happening in terms of the Epstein files. If you want to find out about what's happened in the recent Trump assassination attempt by crooks. I'm looking into that as well. I've got a whole series of things, including the transgender industry on children, that are on my hot list. So send me some questions.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.